This is an awesome clip. It really is an awesome clip. And first and foremost, let me just say right off top that this woman is fine. It's like she is fine. I don't know what the rest of her body looks like, but this woman is fine. Okay? Now, y'all ladies can comment on whether you think the guy is attractive or attractive enough. Anyway, I mean, she was moved by him, but in my opinion, this woman is fine. She reminds me actually of that. This woman she's I don't know, Afro French. I don't know. She's French. That's all she said. But she reminds me of the other lady that has a YouTube channel. What's so funny is they look like they could be sisters, except the one that has the YouTube channel about dating and how men should get women and how to make a woman fall in love with you. They look exactly the same, except she's lighter. Like the other chick has lighter skin and green eyes, but they seriously look like they could be sisters. Either way, I'll take either one of them. Both of them are fine. But yeah, getting that out the way. Yeah, so the woman's fine. But this is what I want to say about this clip, right? Because this doesn't get talked about enough. There's so much black male bashing that goes on that this is what does not get discussed, and this is reality. And I don't know whether this is happening even more because of all the conversations about who's dusty and who's not and who doesn't have their shit together and black men are the lowest on the totem pole. And I've had this happen to myself, same situation, but this is what happens when a chick, determines that you are attractive and that she wants to get at you. They do not care what your journey is. They do not care about you getting your shit together, or and they don't care about, when you think that you're in the right place to actually be in and conduct a relationship appropriately so that you can give her all the things that she wants so that she can't shame you or hit you with the dusty bat or claim that, you're just another black man or put you in a negative stereotype or whatever. Now, I don't know like what the main difference is between black men and black women, in terms of like, if there was like example, black men run around talking about how many baby mamas there are in the black community, I would make it a point not to become a baby mama if that's what's being said and I'm a black woman, right? But as we see, Jamila Lemieux became a single mother, and I'm pointing her out because like these are after these conversations. These are after black men filed the complaint. She became a single mother. Cynthia G, after black men files, she still becomes a single mother, right? And this video highlights what I think is a growing trend. But this was what I was on. I was on the same thing of, hey, don't got my shit together. I can't date right now. I can't be in a relationship with you right now. And I think that black men respond to the, oh, y'all niggas is dusty and all y'all don't got your shit together and all this other shit. We respond to it different. We say, oh no, you're not gonna be talking about me. You're not gonna put me in the category. You're not gonna date me, fuck me, suck me, and everything else, and then turn around and then talk about, this nigga didn't have his shit together and he used me, and then go and bond with your friends over who's the dustiest or how supported some black man, a dusty. Nah, he handled this situation appropriately. And it's unfortunate. I mean, I'm not a woman. I can't comment on whether this guy is a good looking dude, but he looks like a decent looking dude to me. She probably, feeling his style and everything. He looks like he's kind of built, like he's not like some skinny. He said he played basketball in France at one point in time, right? So he's probably tall. That's another thing. So she's just, I need me some of that, and it's unfortunate that, these, two people can't, link up because, he's on his journey. He says he went to grad school, he was 29 years old, graduated. And he's like, look, I got into the field that I wanted to get in, but it's not really paying enough for me to really live. So I got to do this other thing on the side to try to make money so that I can be, financially where I want to be. So he's like, nah, I don't need to be in a relationship. I got to be on my grind. Like, catch me in a couple of years. Now, he might not be attracted to her. Let me put that out there because I know women are going to say, well, I think that he's just not attracted to her and colorism. They're going to come up and say some shit like that. Like I said, I think the woman is fine. I don't think that has anything to do with it. Nah, like he knows. He's like, nah, man, women cost money. They want to be taken out on dates. All that's going to do is take me away from my grind. I don't have time, for this. What I mean? He might be in a situation where he's living at home with his peoples. Like, who knows? Who knows? He's like, nah, right now is not a good time, for her to see me with my pants down. Because all that's going to do is set the baseline for how she sees me. You see, like when you want to be respected by a woman, you need to be on. And that's all there is to it. And yes, attraction is attraction. When a woman sees you and she's attracted to you, that can happen at any point in time along your journey. You know what I mean? But see, this is the difference between, what I would say is the number of women versus the number of men is men like this know how to tell themselves no. There are black men out here that would look at her like, oh man, just because you ain't got your shit together, nigga. Oh man, you could go and take her into the car and smash her in the whip on some high school shit. Oh man, I'll take that chick and man, I'll bend her over, man. I'll give it to her right now. I'll give it to her in the woods. I'll give it to her in the park. Like, really? That's how you want to get down? That's how you want to be remembered? You know what I'm saying? Fuck them niggas, man. Like all that does is contribute to, Cynthia G talking points or any of these other divestors and black male bashers and everything. Nah, fuck that. Nope. Y'all said we dusty. We gonna get our shit together and we're not fucking with you until we get our shit together. It's just that simple. And that's the approach that a lot of young brothers need to take. Like, nah, like, cause again, like this is the part that kills me because it's like, she stood down, she backed off. They might have exchanged numbers. Who knows? It's just a clip. We're only seeing a snippet of what happened. You know what I mean? I might have been like, hey, I'll take your number and I'll hit you up when my aircraft carrier arrives. But until then, like we can't really interact. I'll let you know when that happens. And I mean, it's just that's life. It's just the way that it is. But to go out here and try to deal with and date a woman in a compromised position, a position that you're self-aware of, that's another thing. This brother is very self-aware. It's not that he lacks confidence. No, he's self-aware. He's like, nah, I know. Again, this in a perfect example of a man who was raised right. A man who's like, nah, my father always told me to have my shit together. Or as Captain Solo's uncle says, always make sure that you have a key, to a door that you can turn. No matter what. To have a situation where some woman throws you out on the street. It's sad that I have to speak on this, and I'm saying I don't know how true to reality it is because all I can base it off of is the tons of freaking complaints that black women throw up. All I know is I don't operate like that. So I just thought this clip was real. Like this clip is it's not even like real interesting. It's the part of the conversation that doesn't get talked about. Dudes turning down women's because, hey, I'm on my journey. I'm on my grind. I don't have time. In other words, the pussy doesn't rule them. You get a lot of these women out here. And I'm not trying to drag too much into this. I'm not trying to read too much into it. But I'm saying you got women out here like, yeah, a Dusty. Yeah, he'll go and he'll still mess with you and not have his stuff together. And all he wants to do is hit. And, she might be on that too. All she wants to do is get her back blown out. But see, a lot of these women, as I've heard or it's been said, they deal with men that basically can't say no to pussy. And when you get a a man that's in his discipline that can take you or leave you. You see, now some women might find that attractive, but you have other women who don't find that attractive. Or you have also women who they're perplexed. They're like, what do you mean you're saying no to me? Like they're totally perplexed. To have a black man, be in his discipline and not be, ruled by the cat. So I just thought that this was a kick-ass clip, and the brother who did the commentary over it, I mean, he broke it down appropriately, but this is where the so-called the EL brother, mindset, should be. Like right here. Right here, you are on your grind. Like, hey, if you're not there, if you're there, hey, by all means, you know what I'm saying? She could get the digits. You hit her up, take her out to dinner the next week or whatever. You can do that. But until you got it like that, like, nah, you don't need to be messing with these women, especially, black women, not because they're black, but be based on the complaints that they constantly file. So. Like, nah, I'm not going to, in other words, I'm not going to be a statistic. I'm not going to contribute to, these negative stereotypes that y'all keep running around, putting out here, claiming that 99% of brothers, are on this bullshit or on dustiness and went to dusty school and all that other crap. Like, no. I will be bitchless before that. No, absolutely not. You see, but this brother, I don't know what to say. Congrats to the brother, shout out to the brother, but this was the appropriate response. Again, no, he could have faked it till he made it. He could have lied. He could have been like, yeah, baby, I'm a CEO, corporate executive. He could have made some stuff up just to get it. Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm actually going pro. Like going from, hey, I'm playing, basketball in France. Like, nah, he was humble about it. You know what I mean? Because and see, this is the whole thing with brothers that actually have a vision about where they want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this was the whole problem that I said about that woman that said, I don't mind allowing my husband to believe that he's in control. That's the whole problem. You know what I'm saying? This brother has no delusions about where he actually is in space. He has no delusions about where he is relative to other men. And not only that, he has no delusions about where he is relative to where he wants to be. So, I mean, you got to respect that. You got to respect that. You know what I'm saying? And even with the woman, I got to respect the fact that the woman, she didn't pressure him, or push him, for whatever. Maybe she did after the cameras went off. Who knows? All I know is in my experience, black women, African-American women, maybe this is different because this woman's from France, but African-American women, they'll pressure you. Hey, babe, I can't be in a relationship. But, I don't got my shit together. They will pressure you. Again, what do they say? Well, then you can die alone. I'm like, God damn, all I said was, hey, I'm not ready to be in a relationship. And then it turns into you can die alone. Like that's how mad they are for you not getting with them, despite whatever your journey is. They don't care about your journey. They don't care about whether you have your shit together, which is what tells me that a lot of these women that come online, especially these divestors and whatnot, are full of shit, and they're lying when they go up here and try to pretend like, they don't have men say, pointing these things out, but they go ahead anyway. And this is what they do with Dusties. You know what I'm saying? So a Dusty won't have his shit together. They'll be like, that's okay. That's all right. That doesn't matter. We can still be together. We can still fuck. We can still mess around. And they do that. And then maybe they get caught up, or maybe they get pregnant, or maybe they become a single mom, or whatever it is. And then now they come on back on the internet, mad as fuck, angry. It's everybody else's fault and whatnot. Because had this brother just made up a story, had this brother said, hey, what's good, whatever, I think this woman would have went for him. You know what I mean? Like, she wouldn't have been like, oh, that's all right, I recognize that you don't have your shit together and been on her merry way. Like, in other words, the woman wouldn't have stopped the engagement. She wouldn't have stopped the encounter. You know what I'm saying? Let's say the dude said, yeah, I just work at McDonald's or something like that. Do you think that she would have stopped the conversation? She'd have been like, oh, that's all right, brother. Wait till you get it. I'll wait till you get it together. Now, some brothers will get offended by that. You know what I mean? But again, myself, even Captain Solo, because Captain Solo worked fast food jobs and worked at Burger King and McDonald's, and he had countless women that he turned down working there. Women, he didn't have a car. They had a car because daddy bought them a car. And he's like, nah, chick, nah. When my ship arrives, you can get at me, but I'm not going to get in your car. I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? You see me wearing this Burger King hat, like fuck that. And I forget what Cat was making at the time. It was something crazy because it was like the 80s. It was like $3.13 an hour or something. It was something stupid. It was stupid. Maybe it was more than that. Maybe it was like $7 an hour, but it was something that I'm like, you can't date on that. You cannot date on that. Especially something heading towards something meaningful. Like, no, hell no. So we have all the evidence in the world that women will try it even when they'll try it when you're dusty. They'll try it even when you don't have, like, you have a job, but the job ain't paying shit. Like, it's like Cat was mad. He was mad he had to work at Burger King. And that was not good enough for himself. And you got to think about this. You're a man, you working some bullshit job. This is why all these people aren't, the great resignation. This is why they aren't going back to fast food jobs, because there's no stability in it. You're an at-will employee. There's no stability in it. You know what I mean? Like, you are like you can just be thrown out the window, and then COVID comes, and then it's like, man, I might as well do something else. So, that's why people aren't going back to work. But I'm saying, you got to think about it like this. You, as a man, you're working at McDonald's or Burger King or something. You're saying to yourself, this is not where I want to be. Okay? This is not where I want to be. But yet and still, you'll have a woman who simply off of the strength of she finds you attractive will completely overlook that and then get at you. Like, the whole thing is just like, what does that say about her? What does that say about her type of decision making and life choices? It's like, let me get this right, chick. So you telling me that you the type of chick that you're gonna see a guy that works a shitty ass job, and you're gonna look at him and say, yeah, I need to, I want to get with him. See, that right there tells me that when y'all come across dudes that are unemployed or underemployed or selling drugs or got felonies, that you will pass go and try to collect your $200 anyway. But y'all will come online and talk about, who's dusty, talk about a dude being dusty. Like, that's the part that kills me. You guys will, like, that's the part that really just gets underneath my skin. Because I'm like, yo, you signed up for this and now you're going to bitch about it. And then you get the arguments of, well, yeah, I mean, he started at the bottom, but I mean, now that we're together or now that we have a baby, what you expect economic opportunities just fall out of the sky? Oh, he should just automatically raise the ante of his shit because he's with you or because he had a baby. So he should feel special because, you still gave him some even though he didn't have anything, right? And see, this is how, y'all want to talk about how, you get these Eldridge Cleaver mindsets, or this sort of associating black women with poverty. That's why. If a dude's telling you, I don't have my shit together, we don't need to be together, why would you want to be the girl? And I know some of these real dusties out here are going to be mad, like, no, Pete, you messing it up for us. Fuck y'all niggas. Okay? The fact of the matter is even black women, y'all need to stop dealing with dudes that don't have their shit together. Why? You don't have to be nasty about it. You say, oh, okay, brother, I recognize that you on your grind. But see, again, we get into that whole shit where the women, they don't want men to have power because then they got to meet their standards and their expectations. They don't really want that. So again, they try to come in through with that whole, I'm trying to get your manhood at a discount type of shit. See, if I get you while you dusty, you see what I'm saying? If I get you while you're broken and I fix you up a little bit, then I can say I built you and all this other shit. Again, it's a setup. I don't know why brothers fall for it. I don't know why y'all fall for it. You know what I mean? But this is how you get these women that get associated with poverty. Like if a dude is working a job that he hates, and that's not his fantasy or his dream about where he wants to be, if he gets with you, then he's going to associate you with that lifestyle. He's going to associate you with and listen to my words very carefully, he's going to associate you with the type of woman that he can get when he's broke. Then when he gets on and he gets money, there's going to be another set of women that he's going to associate with the woman that he couldn't have when he was broke, or the women that he denied himself when he was broke. And that can creep into the expanded light skin universe of all the other races and exoticals and everything else. Because a lot of them are not going to be all up in a dude's face while broke. You see? Now, I don't know whether that comes from the fact that their communities are more intact versus the black woman, and the black woman, runs around and thinks that she's doing the black man a favor. But I sense a lot of manipulation in there. You know what I mean? Because when you get these women that it's like, we'll talk about dusties and we'll talk about, women, not, getting with dudes that are dusty. And you need to get with a guy that's got his shit together, and y'all be running around talking hypergamy and dating up and everything else. And then you hear all this disdain for patriarchy, and you hear all this disdain for male leadership. And then you hear all this rhetoric about, get the bag, girl, and everything. I'm like, okay, so it sounds like you don't even want dudes to be in that position because you don't want to have to live up to their level of expectation. You know what I mean? Like I said, this woman was attractive. Like, as far as I'm concerned, she was already there. You know what I'm saying? The makeup was slamming, you know what I mean? Her hair was styled cute, you know what I mean? I mean, she just had it going on. Brown skinned girl from France. I don't know what her background is, but she looked good to me. You know what I mean? So in terms of meeting my criteria, she was already there. She already had it going on. But you get these other women, they want to come to you fat. They want to come to you, with no makeup on. They want to come to you just not being attractive, because I'm telling you, they got their little their black male manhood discount coupons in their hand. They're like, oh, I can get me a handsome brother and he doesn't have his shit together. So, okay, that means I don't need to wear makeup. I don't need to be feminine. I don't need to check my weight. I can come to him with babies. You know what I'm saying? I can come to him with a funky ass attitude because the nigga broke anyway. Right? That's how they come. So the smart thing to do is exactly what this brother did, is to dodge. And like I'm saying, watch the link in the description box. I don't want to have to copy the video and all that. All that shit does is take up unnecessary, memory and space on my end. So watch the link in the description box. I'll put it on the community tab. This is an excellent video. And I'm not going to lie. I know, the divestors, they're like, there's no such thing as black love, and people argue, and CP, light-skinned dudes is winning. This dude he's somewhat lighter. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's lighter than she is. You are correct. What was I going to say? There was something I was going to say about the divestors and what they say. What was I going to say about something that they say all the time? They say some stupid shit all the time. But damn, I can't remember. Oh, I remember. Yeah, that whole point about black love. And look, even I'm just kind of like, damn, why can't y'all get together? Like, even I'm sitting there like, nah, he's doing the right thing. But I would like to see them together as a couple. I'm going to be real. Like, I'm like, he's decent looking. She's good looking. I'm like, nah, make that happen. Make that happen. But, unfortunately, the brother he's not where he wants to be. So I'm like, hey, hands off. Hands off. You're not where you want to be. You're not making the type of money you want to make. You want to be in a particular position, so that you can be the patriarch, head of household, mover and shaker, in the community. Hey, hands off. You know, it takes time to go out and establish yourself as a man. Like we don't get value until we can establish ourselves and provide. Y'all women, if you're an attractive woman, you have intrinsic value. You just walk out the door and you have value because you've been blessed with good looks. We don't get that as men. We can get blessed with looks, but we still got to be in the position. You can't just be a beautiful black man and operate as a man and a patriarch. You can't do that. That's a position that has to be earned, and you need resources in order to earn that position. You know what I mean? You need resources in order to be respected by women. It's not just a matter, oh yeah, they may find you attractive, but if you go out there with no resources and they just find you attractive, you're not gonna end up being anything other than their fuck toy. And then when they're done with you, then they're gonna go off and talk about how they was with a dusty and these niggas is dusty and that's why we gotta get with white men because they ain't dusty. You know? And I don't know whether those were his friends or whatever, because there was two white guys there, and I couldn't even hear what they said. I don't know what they said. They probably was like, trying to holler, and the divestors are gonna be like, yeah, she should have went over there, cause these niggas is dusty. Why are you investing in a black man? You need to go talk to those white men at the end of the bar. You already know how that's gonna go. You know what I mean? But again, I gotta respect the fact that the brother, not only is he on his grind, but he knows where he is. He's self-aware, self-conscious about what his actual position is. And, he's like, look, hey, babe, you are beautiful, but I'm not where I want to be right now. Maybe in the future, when I get all my ducks in a row. And again, like that whole even getting your ducks in a row, that's risky. It's risky. You know what I mean? And I mean, in order to really get out here and be like in that sort of position in this sort of economy, especially after the financial crisis and COVID, that's not an easy task. It takes a real winner to do that. It's not something that's guaranteed for everybody just because you're a man. You're going to, with time and age, you're just going to go out here and just make money and increase your net worth with every year. That's not how it works. It takes a lot of time. And this goes back to the whole conversation, with Captain Solo about, how, you can't even like these women that want to date drug dealers and all the other shit and guys that catch felonies and get locked up and everything. You can't have a better time with a drug dealer because he has time and money. Time and money. If you out here and you're a working, legitimate man, you got the degrees, you got student loans, you got all this shit going on, like that takes time to build up your portfolio, your net worth, to purchase a home, mortgage, all that shit. That shit takes time. And some of y'all black women out here got unrealistic expectations. You expect, 22-year-olds to have a 4-bedroom house with a 3-car garage. Like the fuck? Like, chick, that takes time. Again, Kevin Samuels is the only person that actually put a time period on it. I mean, he just said it, and it's 100% true. I don't know why I didn't say it before, but no, it literally does take about 10 years, to really establish yourself in a career. If you want to be sitting comfortably in that 6-figure zone. I'm talking just the 6-figure zone. It takes about 10 years. Same thing with starting a business and really getting it off the ground. It takes about 10 years until you're really comfortable. I'm not talking about like the minute that you start making really good money. No, I'm talking about when you start paying shit off, when you start, really, changing, your lifestyle, changing the car that you drive, changing the place that you live, changing the style of clothes that you wear. You know what I mean? Like you start looking at price tags on, just clothes. Like, and you're like, yeah, I can afford to buy a pair of $200 jeans or $300 jeans. You know what I mean? When you can do that comfortably, you're in a different league. You're in a different zone. And understand, again, it's, you're still talking like, the 10% of the top 10% of incomes, which is like a huge freaking window of or what do you call them, allotment of different type of tax brackets and incomes and stuff like that. But to get out of the rat race, so to speak, to try to get as close to being financially independent as possible, or to where you're not living paycheck to paycheck, and you can actually take a hit or a dip in your financial situation and still be good. Like, that takes a lot of work. You may not be around all the time. It's like the same shit you see with Will Smith and Jada, and how he talked about how she was raising the kids, and you see how they turned out. But Will was too busy. He was out there making movies. The whole lifestyle that they live is predicated on him going out there and gaining weight, losing weight. For movies like Ali versus movies like I Am Legend and shit like that, going back and forth. I mean, just spending a whole year in a different city because he's working on this script or working on this movie and everything. Will Smith, probably one of the most successful actors that there is. I mean, all you have to do is have a movie, and literally, if it says Will Smith, that movie's going to make money. You see? So, I mean, that's what men have to do. That's the sacrifice that we have to make. Things like being away from, a woman that we want to be with, or our families and everything. And it doesn't get, a whole bunch of respect in the black community. Street culture gets more respect in the black community. And then y'all wonder why you end up with men that like start questioning, whether the rat race and going through all this bullshit is even worth it. And then when they get there, no, they don't want you and your babies that you had with somebody else that didn't have the discipline, to grind and do what they did and say no to themselves. And that whole aspect of delayed gratification. Because that's really what it is when it comes to men and manhood. It's delayed gratification. It's like, man, I gotta put this. I mean, I want that. I'm just saying. Let's say the dude was really, is attracted to her as I'm attracted to her. You know what I mean? To sit there and say, man, I like y'all act like he don't want to blow her back out right then and there. You know what I mean? But just again, when you sit there and you say to yourself, and you're like, man, I'm living in an apartment with some roommates or some shit like that. Or I got a raggedy ass car outside. I'm just here just trying to blow off some steam. A lot of times when men are in the bar and they're like by themselves, you know what I mean? They're there decompressing. They're there because of the stress. They're thinking about money and finances and shit like that. And they just want to, just like relax. They're like, man, I'm so stressed out, man. Let me get a drink, man. You know what I mean? And you see a guy sitting at the bar by himself. Again, I don't think he was with the group of white guys, but I'm saying he's at the bar by himself. He's there decompressing. Like, we do not just go to the bar to plot on women or go to the bar all the time, just to splurge because, hey, he's in the club. He must be balling. Like, no. Sometimes you go to the bar and you have a drink or two. You sit in that little corner at the bar. The bartender knows you. You might be a usual. You go in, it's just, something you do maybe two times a week. You know what I mean? Like, man, I had a fucked up day at the office, man. Let me get bartender looks at you, the usual. You're like, yeah, the usual. You know what I mean? And you get your drink. You know what I'm saying? Your lager. Me, I like my pilsners. And you have your little drink and you relax. You did not go in there with the idea that you gonna buy out the bar, you gonna floss and everything. Well, you in the bar, so you must be doing pretty well. It's like, bitch, it's a fucking drink. God damn. You know what I mean? Like as though the bar is an absolute dusty free environment or something like that. And I'm not saying this dude is dusty, but I'm saying he's not where he wants to be. I'm like, I can afford to buy a drink. I just want to have a drink. Shit. But that doesn't mean that I got a freaking 7 Series BMW sitting outside, chick. Like, damn. But anyway, I just wanted to make this video. That's all I got to say. That's my video. SWP out. Shout out to the brother. Good response.